but the root, the core expression never changed. You know what was that? Creativity. Father used to be a carpenter probably, but what was he creating?
That also he was a carver, wood carver.
Wood carver.
Not the regular carver.
Exactly, not the regular carpenter, wood carver. What was the core of your entire family tree? To create something artful, tasteful, beautiful. कि the moment someone has a look, mind बंद हो जाना चाहिए. You have to have that surreal experience, that ethereal experience. I have seen your art. I have seen your design. I have seen Nilu's designs. So he does it on a digital artwork. Correct?
Yeah,
You do it. The eldest brother. He does it on hand paintings. The expressions will differ, but the core essence is fundamentally the same. Getting this? I will share about my family tree. My father, proper share bazaria. Okay? Very good accountant. I received 50% from him. But he was not a businessman running an industry. But that I received from my mother's side of the ancestry. My Nanaji, they used to run the biggest rope factory in India once upon a time. Then the Britishers took over the entire Thana district. Our surnames were Thana Walas. आज के तारीख में भी थाना स्टेशन से लेके हरिनिवास और उसके आगे वो जहाँ तक अपना विवियाना मॉल जो है ना उसके 7-12 पे अभी भी हम लोग का नाम है. That entire parcel of land. ठीक है? That same blood that came inside of me. First half of my life, I lived that. Okay. And then I suddenly go, why this sudden change? And that was coming from my grandfather. He was a author, he was an orator, unlike any other, he was a teacher, he was a freedom fighter, he was in our community, in our society, he was a libertarian. So he liberated the whole collective consciousness of our, whatever, so community, what you call, Samaj, okay. He was a disciple of a very big enlightened master, who was his Sasurji, from the first wife, very famous in Kutch. My grandfather was talking on spirituality, on enlightenment, on liberation, on these subjects. He was a fantastic Vaidya. He has written a book on Ayurveda in his own handwriting. His treatise of a Gujarati book on Rasayan Tantra called Aryabhishek. This, after I started receiving internally from inside of me, रात को सो सुबह को उठो एक फॉर्मुलेशन बन के सुबह को पेपर पे आता था. ये आया कहाँ से? चल बना के तो देखे. अच्छा फूड टेक्नोलॉजी में 20 साल निकाला है तो ये सब was a sourcing, making, delivering was piece of cake. I started super fast working on it. Then my Buaji came up and handed me that. ये मिला, ये दादाजी का हाथ का लिखा हुआ है, गुजराती में है, पापा को दे, वो तेरे को सब इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करके देंगे. उसमें नाड़ी को कैसे परीक्षण करना है वो भी उन्होंने 6 पेजेस में लिखा हुआ. And I go, this is exactly what I am doing. But I had not physically read this information. Where is it coming from? You start receiving virtues from your ancestry. Okay? And it also forces you in that direction again and again, again and again, again and again. Okay? The moment you deviate from it, there is a problem. Okay? Let's say I'll share your mom runs 2 or 3 salons, done that for all her life, very successfully. But she also has a very commercial mind. Correct? But you received more of the creative part only. Correct? इतना मेरे को मालूम है कि भाई हेयर स्टाइलिंग के लिए, ब्यूटिफिकेशन के लिए किसी को भेजना, शिल्पा के पास भेज दो, एकदम सॉर्टेड बन के आ जाएंगे. करेक्ट? What did you choose to work upon more? What did you accelerate more? Because that is what the collective family tree really wants. They don't want deviations. Okay. In stock market we say no matter where, ये यहाँ पे ऊपर छोटा सा बनाता हूँ because I didn't want to rub this away. This is the larger wave and larger waves are always slow. कल भी मैंने समझाया. बट अचानक उसमें से एक कीड़ा पैदा होता है, बोलता नहीं नहीं मैं तो इधर तक ऐसा जाके फिर नीचे आऊंगा. नीचे उसको ये जो है ना, दिस इज मैग्नेटिक. Your DNA or your RNA patterns or your ancestral patterns, either good or bad, will pull you like a magnet in the second half of your life if you are not aware. Okay, let's say if the father was a drunkard, okay, and wasted away his life, the son will actually go against him at an early age, saying I am nothing like my father, I am different. Okay? With that aggressive energy, they will try to deviate. 36, 38, एक बार हिट होता है ना, वो फ्री फॉल में आके जैसा बाप वैसा बेटा दोनों को बाजू बाजू में खड़ा कर दो, you will not be able to differentiate. They will attract some life incidents, they will attract some loss, huge loss, some suffering, which will make them ultimately do exactly like that. Getting this?
So basically जो चल रहा है
उसको सही चलने दो बस. Okay, you work on only refining it, refine it better, refine it better, refine it better. Every passing moment, what we are as every human being, what we are unconsciously and consciously trying to do is become the best of who we are. Okay, that is all that there is.
I think this should answer the question for all of us because हमको ऐसा होता रहता है ना, ये करूँ ये करूँ ये करूँ ये भी करूँ. We have that wavering mind.
Yes, yes. So now, what did I say? Experiment. There is no harm. For each one of you, what you take back from this workshop can be actually very, very different. My job is to give you the underlying science. You can use it again in your creativity. Shilpa can use it in her creativity, which is very different. And yet, application is exactly the same. I know Sujata, she can use this very differently for her patients. I know Umalini, she can start using it very differently for her counseling and her patients. Correct? I know Anita, her methodologies are different. She uses energetic healing, she uses mantra, chanting, all of that. But the same science, the same deliverable, now she can express it very differently. That is exactly how it works. She is in financial services. How can she use it? लगाओ चुपचाप, ये साइंस स्टॉक मार्केट पे लगाओ, देखो मजा. Correct? You are an architect. The same science. What are you ultimately trying to deliver when you are delivering a beautiful house? आदमी अंदर पाँव रखे ना. The mind should stop and the man should go into a Zen mode. Correct? If you are delivering that, you have fulfilled your natural destiny. Correct? यहाँ तक सही है? Coming back to bare basics, 3:2 breathing. Okay. समुंदर देखा है? समुंदर किनारे गए हो? When the ocean waves come to the shore, okay, ebb and flow. जो flow आता है, okay, so it comes in 3 layers or 3 waves. 1, 2, and 3. When you breathe, very, very relaxed, natural breathing, you'll observe you breathe in 3 layers. Correct? 1, 2, 3. And when you exhale, which is the ebb of the ocean waves, you generally exhale in 2, which is ebb. Are all of you doing that naturally in a fully relaxed state? आज सुबह को कैसा है कि विजय ने सब सेडिस तो निकाल दिया हिला हिला के, ठीक है, he's done my job. Once the sadist is out, your whole body and mind goes into a suspension. The stress is gone, the tension is gone, that anchor is broken. Correct? So now, अपने को कोई आसन में बैठने का जरूरत नहीं है, सिद्धासन में पकड़ के बैठूंगा. That is stiffness. That is stagnation again. Hatha yoga means पकड़ के. Okay, that is a warrior's path. Mood दिमाग का आता है. This is suppose the security guard. If he walks by and says, sir, बहुत अच्छा कुछ समझा रहे हो, मेरे को भी कुछ बता दो ना, 4 आसन वासन. उसको 4 एकदम डिफिकल्ट भुजंगासन, उल्टा पुल्टासन सिखाने का, लगा 20 साल के बाद वापस आ कर. Why? Because he is so rigid. That is what Sthaulya, that is the stagnation. I have to first make him flexible. So the people who are mentally rigid will also be physically rigid, automatically. Observe their bodies. People who are mentally fluid, you observe their bodies, they are so naturally flexible. They, let's say I generally give my patients my own example. I'm like, you touch on my skin. You see how supple it is. Okay? It's coming from here. It's not that I moisturize the skin. वो लगाने से कोई कुछ नहीं होता है. लोग लगा रहे हैं, सालों साल से लगा रहे हैं, फिर भी ड्राई स्किन है. Correct? Why that dryness?
It's the dryness of the mind.
Yes. It's everything comes from here. Everything is an expression which takes a physical form eventually. Getting this? So the more supple you are, the more fluid you are, okay, the more agile you are, automatically the sharper you are, automatically you attract the right opportunities for you, which are meant for you. Okay. I have been given such opportunities over the last 10 years hundreds of times. ये कर 20 करोड़ कमाएगा, ये कर 20 लाख कमाएगा. I'm like, so I don't have any fear or risk taking appetite, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This matches my natural destiny. I will choose and pick this. That is all. That is absolutely all. Because when you are not anchored by something, then you are fluid. And when you are fluid, your potentiality to reach is infinite. Okay. When you are stagnant, when you are rigid, you may believe that you are sitting on something very, very big, but the real potential is actually very less. Getting this? Okay, so 3 to 7% physical ailments, they start from imbalances at the kidney level. Okay, we have the maximum kidney failure patients across the world in India, technically all across the world, but kidneys, the mother, if you do not water the mother right, do you really think it is going to allow trees to grow? Okay. So in Taoistic language we say, the earth in between the humans and the heavens, or the ancestral and the anterior heavens. Okay. We are in between. Okay. If you want to nurture our life, our physicality, one, you have to receive from the anterior heavens, which is the inhalation. You have received, the lungs receive, okay? Vapor की तरह सुबह को पानी नीचे उतरता है. The lungs receive the moisture through the breath and it sends it down to the kidneys. Okay? The kidneys, which is the earth, gets nourished, moisturized. बहुत ज़्यादा पानी डाल दोगे, you are flooded it, again nothing can grow. Okay, so just right. So when you inhale, पूरा यहाँ तक आ गया. Calm, calm, calm. Don't force it. The more you calm down, it will, your body will naturally do this rhythmically. Correct? The problem is when you inhale, hello, when you inhale, everything above the solar plexus becomes night. It becomes yin. Correct? And everything below becomes day, which is yang. Correct? What happens? Where are your producing organs? कल मैंने बताया था. What are the producing organs? दिन होता है तो क्या चालू होता है? काम चालू हो जाता है. प्रोड्यूसर का काम क्या है? प्रोड्यूस. करेक्ट? इनहेलेशन हर कोई सही लेता है, ऊपर तक अपर लो ब्रीदिंग कर लेता है, नीचे डे चालू कर देता है, वो बेचारा मेहनत पे लग जाता है, ओवर प्रोड्यूसिंग. दिन चालू हो गया, भाई भागो खेत में, प्रोड्यूसिंग. 99% of the people do not exhale fully. Notice yourself. Are you exhaling fully? Try.